All right. So do I start? Do I start the timer? Are we ready?
3,
Yeah.
2, 1.
Don't steal. Don't steal my line.
Is that your line?
3, 2, 1. Yes, 3, 2, 1. Have
Me
you
too. You
not
took
watched
too
our
long,
podcast?
bro. I'm the only
I
one that
was
watches our
waiting for-
podcast. I edit them.
I was waiting for verbal confirmation that you guys are ready. 3, 2,
Well, I'm
1.
not ready.
I said
All right. Welcome to another episode of the Mid 3 podcast. I think we're on episode 24,
23. 24.
24. We're on episode 24 of the Mid 3 podcast, where your favorite three Middle Eastern weebs talk about anime and other things. My name is Karim.
Favorite is a sketch, but okay.
You can't name. Okay, how often? Okay, no, never mind. My name is Karim. The hate watcher is Ahmed, and
What's
the
up?
segue king is MK. MK, want to explain what we're doing today?
Yes. So today we have a tournament bracket. So we have 32 anime characters, and we're gonna put them in a knockout tournament. Select the ultimate winner. The category for today's tournament is anime father figures. This does not necessarily mean they are fathers by blood. They could have been people who raised someone or were supposed to raise someone but abandoned them, or just like a leader or like something like a parental figure, like something.
Yeah,
You
like
get
if
what I'm
you
saying.
ask
I
this
didn't think
character
that's how
who's
it
your
was going down.
father, they
I
would
thought we were just picking random
not just by
characters
blood.
and seeing if they would be good father figures.
No.
They have to have resembled a father figure for a
Shout
character.
out to ChatGPT for helping us create this bracket. The prompt said something
We're using
like what I was just saying now.
Oh,
Like
that's-
people who are like leaders.
That's a little lamer than I thought, because I thought we were going to get random characters and we're going to try to feel out if they were going to be good characters.
Some of them are not. Most of them aren't parents.
Okay. Sure.
Some of them aren't.
Let's get it.
Okay. So
Alrighty.
our first matchup is honestly going to be quite a blowout. It is Lloyd Forger, the father from Spy Family, versus Jing Freaks, Gon's father from Hunter x Hunter.
It's actually very good iconic matchup because Spy X Family and Hunter X Hunter, right? What it's a destined matchup.
Wow.
A destined matchup here. Hunter X Hunter.
Do we want to spend any time on this one? I feel like it's quite.
It's pretty cut and dry.
We need to. Well, yeah, we know who wins, but we gotta say the other ones
wins
before.
pretty easy there.
Yeah, I think Jing.
Because
think about
he
it,
put
right?
his son on this great,
who turned-
fantastic adventure. He's giving his son all the tools he needs to figure it out on his own, and he made himself the goal.
Who turned out better, right? Gon or what's her
Anya?
name? Anya. Yeah.
The answer is still Anya.
I have not had the chance to turn.
I mean,
true. Well, you have a competition between someone who we've never actually seen be a father, and his son's whole purpose is, what are you doing that's so good that made you abandon me?
Jing created a whole video game for his son Gon. An entire video game called
He didn't
Greek
make
Island.
the game.
He didn't make it, but he set it up for his son. And that's what matters.
No. He set it up to test whether his son was strong enough to see him.
What a great father, bro. That's see, he needs to know his son's on the right track. His son has to go on the right track, bro.
Lloyd from Spy Family isn't even Anya's dad.
He doesn't have any emotional connection to Anya, okay? He doesn't love her. He doesn't view her as his daughter. He's just doing his job.
Like
He's doing his job. He's doing his job. He's just doing his job, bro.
He was just
top tier
projecting.
spy. All right, let's just give it to Lloyd, bro.
It's really Lloyd.
All right. I can't start the tournament yet until we have all the names. So once we have all the names, we're gonna start the tournament. All right. What's the next matchup?
Matchup number 2. In the red corner, we have Piccolo, Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
He's gonna win.
In the blue corner, we have Jiraiya, Naruto.
Oh,
Jiraiya.
this is a close one.
Oh wait, one second.
See, I don't know too much about Piccolo, but I know he was a good dad figure. I know he took care of the kids.
I don't know much about Jiraiya. Which one is Jiraiya? Give me a quick one.
MK, go turn off the lights.
While I'm doing that, give me a rundown of
part of the mic check, bro. Turn off light. Rundown on Jiraiya. He was.
How do you spell Jiraiya?
There's an I and a Y in there. I just spelled it wrong.
Yeah, I'll just. You guys know what we're talking about. You'll know the name.
I think it's
I put Naruto.
Jeraiya. I think.
For sure, isn't it?
Jiraiya.
Y? Is it IYA or Y?
I don't fucking know, bro. Anyway, Jiraiya was he taught
AIYA. Okay.
Naruto's dad, and then he taught Naruto. Is
he the guy that taught Naruto how to make the frogs?
Yes.
Well, summon the frogs.
So Jiraiya is the frog guy, and then he taught Naruto how to make frogs. So Jiraiya is he's a very drunk, sleazy guy, but he's also
sounds like a father to me.
Yeah,
he's like your He's also Piccolo. Okay, Piccolo. Okay, no, sorry. Go on.
He's also very greedy and often robs Naruto, but he teaches him how to be a good person and how to do cool jutsus. I will say that he didn't tell Naruto who his dad was, which is like very unforgivable, if you ask me. He didn't tell him who his dad or his mom was or his origin was, which none of this shit makes sense why no one told him. It doesn't make any sense, by the way. Just saying.
Yeah, like absolutely zero.
Yeah, every single person in the village knew and no one told him. Moving on. Jiraiya was
like 4 words, 1 sentence.
Yeah, Jiraiya was a cool guy, good teacher, not the best person, and then died for the village. So, a quick rundown on Jiraiya. I don't know anything about Piccolo, other than he's green and he does this.
Piccolo is a father figure. Okay, it's weird saying Piccolo is Gohan's father figure because Goku was there. And he's actually his father, but Piccolo was there for Gohan. Piccolo was there for Gohan a lot more than Goku. He taught Gohan how to fight when he was growing up until I believe the Cell Saga. He taught Gohan, and then Gohan used what he learned in the Frieza Saga. Piccolo, a father figure to Gohan, is mostly just training and taking care of him, like the bare minimum. Sometimes he'd protect him, of course, here and there. But like, think of like. He gives him food, he gives him shelter, not very good shelter, but shelter, something to sleep on. He trains him about how to use his ki, his powers, and he protects him here and there.
In the universe of anime dads, that's quite a good anime.
No, but it sounds like Jiraiya would win
I think Jiraiya
taught Naruto powers, taught him how to be a person, taught him a bunch of shit.
Piccolo's a good father compared to Goku. But then, bro, like anyone is a good father compared to
I think
Goku.
Jiraiya wins this one.
I think Jiraiya wins.
From what I've seen, Jiraiya has a more emotional connection with the.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Actually, Piccolo has a strong emotional connection with Gohan.
Named Naruto.
Really?
Yeah, because
Jiraiya
wrote this book. This like sleazy book, that the one that Kakashi always reads. He's the writer of it, actually. And one of them, he named the main character Naruto, and then Naruto's dad was like, "I'm gonna name my kid after this character." So he's really in the cycle there. All right, so Jiraiya wins this.
Jiraiya wins. All right.
All right,
Next
what's
match.
the next one?
Next one, in the red corner, we have All Might.
Okay.
Okay. All Might.
In the blue corner, we have from Jujutsu Kaisen, Toji Fushiguro, which is the yeah. He is. Do you guys know who he is, or should you only?
Sasuke's dead.
Yes, he is Sasuke's dad.
I'm gonna just put All Might down and let's move on.
Yeah, actually.
Don't
Okay,
actually, bro. Let's not waste time on everyone. This guy sold his kid for money. Let's move on, bro.
I can't bullshit something, bro. I can't.
All Might is not the best father, probably. But
I would have rather been sold to Gojo.
he sold his kid for money to the bad people. He didn't even sell him to the good people.
Let's get subjectivity out of this. Let's make it a general, a general question.
It's All Might. It's All Might.
This guy came back from the dead and tried to kill his son.
The first instinctually, by the way, he was under control, but his instinct to kill his son was so strong that not even the curse could overpower him. Okay. Anyway,
what's the next
matchup?
So the next one we have quite an interesting one. We have Van Hohenheim, who is Edward and Elsa's father, from Alchemist.
Yeah.
Versus Kenny Ackerman, who is Levi's father figure from
Kenny.
Attack on Titan.
I don't know Van Hohenheim, but I don't think it's Kenny. That's what I'm.
Kenny. I think it's tough. I don't remember too much about Van Hohenheim. Let's just say like he cared more about his experiments than the well-being of his kids. Yeah. But the thing is, he would have gone back to his kids. He was just trapped, and he couldn't for the longest time, is what I remember. Kenny is kind of just an asshole. He gets a little redemption at the end. But like he wasn't the greatest father figure, but at least he took care of Levi.
Yeah, I feel like he took care of Levi, and something very important. I feel like we have to give extra points to the fact that Kenny didn't have to take care of Levi.
I guess. But does any father have to take care of their kids in an anime world?
No, but at least they're tied by blood. Kenny just found this poor kid and he was like, you know what, I'll help you.
But like, to be fair, I don't know, because Van Hohenheim, he was just trapped. He was kind of like just trapped in a jar for the majority of the show. And as soon as he went out, he's like, where are my kids? Like, so it's not like he didn't care. It's just he didn't know what he was getting into with this experiment. And then he kind of just got snatched away. I feel like Van Hohenheim is the better father, to be honest. Like, Kenny sure did take care of Levi, but like, he just like, he was the antagonist for the third season of the show, trying to kill Levi. Like,
yeah. Based on what I'm hearing, I think it's Van Hohenheim, but it's close because of how sketchy both are. So
yeah,
I think Van Hohenheim.
I personally would pick Van Hohenheim here.
What do you think, MK?
I agree. That's yeah.
Alrighty. Next one.
Next one is Professor Oak.
Okay. Ash's actual father. Yes.
Versus Roy Mustang.
Roy, interesting.
Roy Mustang. Who is Roy Mustang a father figure to?
Yeah. See, you're gonna have to.
No, Roy Mustang is just his commander. They don't do much together. He just tells them go on this mission and get this done. Like,
actually, Professor Oak does the same thing if you think about it.
Yeah,
Ash, go look at all these Pokemon for the Pokedex, while I just spend some time here with your mother.
Yeah, because Professor Oak is a little more like deadpan. doesn't care as much about anything really, but also he does teach Ash things about the Pokemon
He does, and he
world and
also
about
looks
Pokemon.
after Ash because Ash throughout regions, like he sometimes calls back home and he calls Professor Oak and whatnot. So like he does have some sort of connection with Professor Oak. That's not just a mission based, but
So I
like
feel like I would pick Professor Oak
a
here,
guiding
just because
figure.
Roy Mustang doesn't really take care of Elric and the other guy. Because like he doesn't have to. They're basically good on their own.
Yeah, I'll pick Professor Oak as well.
I agree. Professor Oak is yeah, I like Professor Oak. And Roy Mustang isn't really much of a father figure. He's just some dude.
He's there. He cares, but he's just not a father figure.
Yeah, he's
But would he make a good dad?
Would he make a good dad? I would say yes, because he's got the secret technique that he can pass down to his kids. He actually cares about people, so I'm assuming he would care about his kid. He already has a love interest, so I would like to think that they would be in a solid marriage, and they would not be off on their own doing random shit.
Let me rephrase, because that is the point of this bracket. Would Roy Mustang be a better father than Professor
Okay,
Oak?
so we got to clarify, because would they be or are they?
If they are parents, are they? If they are not, would they be?
That's a little unfair, because like, what if Professor Oak has a kid and he turns his life around?
I mean, sure, if you want to see what, but the reason I'm saying are they is because with people who have children or are currently like big father figures, we don't have to ask ourselves would they be. They already are, and see them. But with people like Roy, we don't know.
I guess we have to give supporting arguments for why they would or would not be if they're not.
If it's would, I feel like Roy Mustang clears this easy, because he
Professor Oak.
Roy Mustang is actually a human being that cares about things. He's got I would like to assume that he would have a solid marriage to raise this kid in, and he's got a cool power that he can pass down to his kid.
That's a very rare anime thing, having a home with two parents.
Not
very
a
rare
home.
anime.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll put an argument for Professor Oak. I think Professor Oak will do all that and not put his son in a lot of danger, and he can provide not the snapping. I
don't think Roy Mustang would put
he
them in danger.
Provide Pokemon. He can provide Pokemon to his children. He has Pokemon that
I think
Roy Mustang wouldn't put them in danger. Yeah, I think
he's not. No, he's not obsessed with his work.
And also, I don't feel like he's
because
he does, bro. He doesn't care about anything. He's always like, he doesn't have emotion.
There are moments where he freaked out. No, there are moments where he freaked out in the anime. You guys just haven't seen it. There are moments where he's freaked out for Ash's safety against legendaries. There are moments in the show.
I gotta say, if I had to be raised by one of these, I'm picking Roy.
I'm actually picking Professor Oak. I think Professor Oak would be a lot more
the tiebreaker.
I pick Roy.
Roy? Okay, Roy wins it.
I think Professor Oak is gonna be way up in his work. He's not gonna ignore me. I don't feel it. He's gonna be playing with Ash because he has a cool Charmander. Like
he doesn't care about Ash, so he wouldn't be playing with Ash.
That's why I mentioned the Charizard. He's gonna be playing with Charizard.
Yeah, let's not forget that he just gives kids fucking like monsters with elemental powers and sends them off on big quests. Like that's not good father behavior.
Yeah, 10-year-olds. I'd love to have a Pokemon. I'd love to have a Pokemon.
Give you an electric rat that'll kill you.
It did not kill Ash. In the universe, they are not dying.
Strictly because it's anime. But if it was in real life, you'd die.
Hey, real life, a lot of things would be different if we were judging off of real life. All right, what's next?
Okay, so the next bracket is Okabe Rentaru, the main character from Steins Gate, versus a character from Naruto I don't know, but I'm assuming you guys do, Iruka Umino.
Iruka for sure wins. Iruka is probably the best father figure in the show, so.
Yeah, the best father figure to Naruto. Better than Jiraiya, the father figure, better than Minato.
Yeah, Iruka was the first guy to give a shit about Naruto, and it happened in the first episode.
Yeah.
He
I think Iruka hands
he
down
becomes
wins.
the guy who he becomes Naruto's best man in his wedding. He becomes the principal of the school in Boruto. He's just he's the most responsible guy in the village. Like
Okabe created a mission that in his plans had a plot hole. So I'm not picking Okabe, first of all. Second of all, Iruka, like Ahmed said, Iruka is the first person I give a shit about Naruto. He is the best father figure to Naruto, and I don't know if the best father figure in the show, because Shikamaru's dad is also pretty cool.
Shikamaru's dad.
Asuma,
I hope
Shikamaru's
dad comes up here because I'd have him win this whole bracket, this whole thing, this whole tournament.
but Iruka for sure wins against Okabe.
Yeah, I'm picking Iruka.
MK, do you have an argument for Okabe, or are you?
No, I do not want to see him any further in this.
Okay, so all right. Next,
I'm happy.
I didn't know who was gonna be up against Okabe, but I knew he was gonna win. I'm just happy it was Iruka, so we could move on quick.
Oh, the next matchup will be interesting. Okay, well, not the next one, but one of the matchups.
What do you got?
Next up, we have. One sec, I'm just googling this person because I forgot who the fuck they are. Okay, from Solo Leveling, Wu Jin-chul, who is the guy
I don't know
who's always wears.
How do you spell that?
You know. Just Wu.
It's the black
Wu,
guy.
and then Jin. No, it's not.
Okay.
He's the guy that works in the agency that has orange hair. You know how there's their version of Garp, who's the old S tier guy.
Oh,
and then there's a guy
Garp.
him who helps him.
Yep. Oh wait, Solo Leveling. I was thinking Sword Art Online. I don't know why.
Oh, no.
Wait, Solo Leveling. The who?
Yes.
Garp, right?
You know the old guy?
Not Garp.
The
MK was just saying Garp to then tell us who it is.
Yeah. Not Garp. The guy under Garp with the red hair, who always goes to
Fire
see
Mission.
where the
Fire
main
Magician.
character is. What he's doing.
Fire Magician.
Sorry.
Is it the Fire Wizard guy?
Wait, can you tell us his name so we can look him up, bro?
Yeah, let me look him up.
I'm gonna send his name.
Wu Jin-chul.
I can't look him up because I'm using.
I got him.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he's
I think
blonde.
I know who you're talking
He's
about.
not got orange hair.
I think I know what you're talking about. Is it the guy with the suitcase that like follows that he first went to the
guy. He's
the hospital?
Guy. Yes,
he went to the hospital when. Okay, I know what you're talking about. Again, I like this guy's so meaningless in the story, but sure, who is he?
So is everyone.
It's around the 32. There's gonna be some no names.
Who's he up against?
Who's he up against?
He is up against. Where is it? Wait. Ooh. Oh yeah, he's up against Watari from Death Note, who is Light's dad.
Oh, I would probably say, just because we haven't seen much of Wu Jin-chul, I'm probably saying Watari. Just because he is actually a dad and he's in a marriage and he has 2 kids. He doesn't seem like the best dad. All he does is have his kids in their rooms studying, which seems like a terrible fucking life. But Jin-chul has done nothing anywhere, so I don't know.
He doesn't have anything to go
like
against.
An okay guy, but I have no reason to believe he'd be a good father. So we're just picking Watari because we know he is a father and will provide a home at least.
Yeah, has stable job.
I don't know anything about both these characters, so it's all up to you guys. Who do you guys pick? Who's the final?
We go Watari. But he's probably just losing in the next bracket. All right, next.
He's up against. Oh no, he's not up against Iruka. Never mind.
Next up, we have in the blue corner, or he could be the red corner. It's fine, or the purple corner because it's Gojo. He can do both.
Gojo's not a good dad, but let's
versus Minato from Naruto.
Yeah, I mean,
here's the issue, right?
I need a rundown on who Minato is because I need you guys to convince me.
Naruto's dad. Sacrificed himself.
His actual father. He's the 4th Hokage. He's the guy that Jiraiya trained. So here's the thing, right? I'll give you a rundown. Minato is the scariest ninja to ever come out the leaf, right? He's the Yellow Flash. He was the fourth Hokage. He was a great leader. He loves Naruto very much so, but he sacrificed himself and his wife to save the entire village. My issue here is that Naruto, yeah, he's part of the village. The issue here is then he chose to fucking lock the Nine Tails in his son. This is the big issue. And here's the thing, MK. Later on, we find out that Minato had split the Nine Tails into the good part of the Nine Tails and the evil part of the Nine Tails. Put the evil part in Naruto. Took the good part because he was like, I need the good part. I need his chakra right now so I can win this fight. So I need the good part because I ain't got time to train the evil part. He took the good part, sealed the bad part in Naruto, which is why the Nine Tails was so mean to Naruto. And then fucking died.
But he didn't have a choice. He didn't have a choice.
Sure. Yeah, no, but I think he had a choice of not sealing him in Naruto. Like, there was no
where else was he gonna put him?
Fucking bro, just fucking grab a random ninja, bro. Not this literal 0-year-old child.
There's no one around him.
Naruto
there was no one there
in this fight, by the way. Like, this was a
There was no one there. There was literally no one else there. No one else was there.
Me as a father, I would let the Nine Tails fucking run rampant instead of locking it in my child and then giving it
then he would destroy the entire village.
The third Hokage who didn't care about anyone.
No. See, how I viewed it was that he trusted Naruto to be able to tame it later because there was no other choice. Because there was no other
30-minute.
I'm not done. Because there was literally no other choice. It was the best decision he had to do at the time, and he made the best decision at the time. There was no other better decision. It was the best decision with what they were facing. And he even put some of his chakra later in Naruto so that he may guide him later when he needs to. His chakra.
Okay.
I suppose, Minato did put this he put this if statement in Naruto, where he was like,
a program.
If you go to this place and you meditate, I will come up and I will talk to you for about 3 minutes, and then you will talk to your mother for 3 minutes after.
Give him like a morale boost.
Yeah, that was basically.
But I think Minato genuinely
his parenting.
I actually think that Minato it boosts Minato in the sense that the fact he could make a decision like that.
I don't know. I don't think so. But I would say that Minato was a better father to Sasuke than he was to Naruto. Because when Sasuke brought all the Hokages together to ask them if he should destroy the village or not, which is fucking stupid as fuck, because the second Hokage almost killed him for it. Minato was the one that was like, look inside your heart and make the correct decision. And then he made the correct decision.
But he was also a good Gojo.
Alright.
Gojo, okay, sure.
Gojo, again, under no obligation to do anything at all. He is the strongest person in the entire universe. He could do whatever the fuck he wants.
True.
Other than that, he, not just for 1 or 2 or 3 people, he has fathered so many young sorcerers because he doesn't want them out in the world lost. He saved their lives. He's put his life on the line against other sorcerers to vouch for these people. Whether it was I forget all their names, but whether it was Yuji, whether it was the guy that had possessed in the movie, that guy, whether it was Sasuke, all of them. He always goes and he goes, my reputation.
Naruto's father twice in this bracket.
He put his life 3 times actually, Jiraiya, Ruka, Minato. But all Naruto's father figures. But I think
Gojo, while this Gojo is basically new Naruto. Like Gojo's also Naruto's dad, basically.
While Gojo did put his life on the line, Minato literally sacrificed his life.
And Gojo is ready to do that. He's just so strong.
We don't know. Hey, he never actually died. Okay?
Because no one can kill him. No, because he says he's willing to die.
Yeah.
We don't know if I'm just saying.
Gojo is someone who cares about the people he's protecting. Like the flashbacks. He very much cared about that girl. I'm inclined to pick Gojo here, honestly. He's shown more fathering capabilities here.
The
Minato
way that Gojo
sure picked the best decision he could, but that was still a terrible decision for his son that made his life terrible, miserable. While Gojo,
but that's unfair to Minato because we know Minato cared for Naruto. If there was any other option,
cares for Yuji,
any other option,
take care of him.
If there was any other option, Minato would take it. So then why is Gojo above? Minato then?
Because he fathers many people and he actually takes care of all of them.
Minato fathered an entire village basically for
That's not
talking this
fathering.
story.
That's leading. That's not fathering. He's not
Gojo
fathering
doesn't- Bro,
fucking
Gojo
grandpas
led-
in the village, brother.
Wait, Gojo doesn't put the people that he has fathered in a position where they are in enough danger.
I'm gonna stop
Minato
you
didn't
there.
choose
I'm
the
gonna stop you there,
Ninetales
MK.
to attack the village.
We're glazing Gojo right now, but he constantly sends these kids on death missions. Yuji died in the fourth
That's
episode.
true, yes. That's
No, that
also
was a
true.
miscalculation.
And he also allows.
Let's not over-glaze it.
He also allows Yuji to swallow the fingers.
So
it's like
he does
You can
because
handle
that's proven to be okay for Yuji. But
Huh?
also,
There's a risk
he's
involved.
like
Because
I'm
when
sure
he
there's
gets
a
to a
risk
certain
involved,
amount of
but it's
fingers,
better
he
than
doesn't know if he's gonna live or
executed.
die. He doesn't know if he's gonna live or die. He doesn't know if he's gonna live or die if he swallows.
What
all
you're
the
saying, Kareem, that what you're saying is exactly like what happened in Naruto is as if Gojo saw the fingers. He's like, I need to do something with these fingers now. Usually eat them, and he force fed him the fingers.
But no, that's not the same thing though. That's not the same thing. Because if
But
Sukuna
also,
was
this
going
is
to be
Yuji's
revived
decision.
with all 20
This
fingers,
is Yuji's decision to eat the fingers.
As a consensual
Yeah,
adult or
Naruto
high
did
school.
not
What was
choose
the
to
anime
take
adult?
the Ninetales.
he didn't choose to. That's true. But if you
To let
were,
get him
if
in a-
Gojo was given the option, like, well, Gojo. The thing about Gojo is if the option of Sukuna reviving from the 20 fingers right there, or Yuji eats them, Gojo would pick Sukuna reviving not because he cares about Yuji, but because he wants to fight Sukuna. Okay, that's the
I don't
difference.
think. No, I
It's
don't
not
think
because
Yuji. I don't think Gojo cares. I think Gojo just wants to kill Sukuna to rid the world of him. I don't think he just wants to fight him for fun.
no, I think he legitimately just wants to fight.
I think
Sukuna
that is
because
completely
Sukuna is
off
this.
base. We've not seen any reason to think that. Gojo is trying to protect
No, I feel like
the
there is.
people. Gojo likes to fight on the side, but Gojo's main thing is to protect the people.
I feel like Gojo fulfills all of what's his face Minato's checkboxes of protection and
And more.
leadership and things like that. And he's cared more for
And
the people.
also,
He's
Gojo is stronger and
There's
is more
more.
capable of protecting people.
and sexier.
True. I'm giving this to Gojo.
I'm giving Gojo.
Actually, in the reanimation jutsu, no, we're not done with this yet. In the reanimation jutsu with Minato, he literally sacrificed himself again to
He didn't
save
sacrifice
Naruto,
himself. He was gonna
and
die
he guided
anyway.
Naruto.
He was ready to go back to the death road. To like, he was just like, all right, I'll just kill myself now because I'm
Okay,
just
fair.
reincarnated.
Fair. I don't know. It's just like Minato is in a spot where he's getting negative points because of something.
He's
he
in a
didn't-
terrible spot, but that's part of it.
Yeah, but like, okay, why are we using it against him then? If there was no other decision.
Because Gojo's stronger and is more capable of protecting people. There you go.
What do you mean Gojo's stronger and more?
Gojo's stronger than Minato in the world, and he is more capable of protecting people. He's a better father. He is better at protecting his kids.
Sure, I guess. Yeah. Okay.
All right, what's the next bracket?
Next bracket. Monkey D. Dragon.
Wait, there's another one? Wait, we already did 16.
We only did eight characters.
Well, there's 32 in total. So
Oh, true. I have to split. Okay, what's the next? Sorry, what's the next one?
next one, Monkey D. Dragon versus
Versus the winner.
versus Shinjuru Rengoku, who is
Rengoku.
Rengoku's dad.
Oh,
Not
Dragon
Rengoku,
actually wins
yeah.
this one. That's crazy.
Wait, hold on. I have to reset. Okay, you guys talk about it for a bit. I have to just adjust some things here. But
Well, Rengoku is just a
drunk.
drunk who hates his kid, and that's his whole character. So I feel like by default, Dragon has to win this, even though Dragon's a terrible father. Like
Horrible father.
yeah. Well, at least Dragon is not just a terrible person in general, I guess. So he wins by default. All right,
Yeah,
that
I
was
feel
a quick
like
one.
horrible father.
What's the next
Who
bracket?
was
Drunk.
Lloyd facing? Do you guys remember who
Yeah,
Lloyd
I
was
have them
facing?
all. I
'Cause-
wrote them all down. I can just tell them to you
Oh,
after we finish the rounds.
Oh yeah, tell me one by one again. Yeah.
Uh,
Well, not one by one. Lloyd was facing Jing, right?
Lloyd versus
Yes.
versus Jin. Lloyd won.
Okay, 1 second. Let me do this.
Wait. We'll do it. Bro, wait. We'll do our rundown after we finish this side of the bracket.
Okay.
Okay. MK, what's the next bracket?
Next one, we have Grisha Jaeger, Eren's father, versus Shanks.
Okay.
Shanks?
I don't
Yeah.
remember much about
Oh.
Grisha, and we don't know anything in general about Shanks. So
We know a lot about Shanks right now. We know a shit ton, and this is the
Oh,
issue.
you
that
know
they
it.
talk about. But like Shanks is a really good father figure. It's like, yeah, he's a really good father figure. But it's
Grisha-
like Grisha.
Wait.
Okay.
I forgot where you guys are on Attack on Titan.
I just started the final season part 1 where we're watching the other world and not our people.
Okay.
I'm
So
not
I can't say things that I'm about to say, but Grisha is
Just summarize it. You don't have to like say specific things they did. Just summarize.
Oh no,
what
he's
it
gonna
makes
tell
them,
us
like.
what he's done, and that's spoilers.
Yeah.
No, don't say what he's done. Just say like, okay, he's a good father figure. Why, and not the action that he did, but like what it
He's
entails.
not, I wasn't gonna say he's a good father figure. I was gonna say he's questionable.
Like if he's
in multiple situations with multiple people that were supposed to be children figures of his, he proved to not really do what's best for them, but at some
Wait, is
point
he not doing what's best for
trying
them, or is he doing what's best for them in the long run?
No, he was doing what's best for his community in the long run, but it wasn't what was best
leader
for
versus
children.
father shit like Minato.
Yeah, but then with Eren, I believe he was trying to do what was best for Eren, but he was manipulated very badly, and I'm not gonna say how or by who because it gets quite fucked. You guys really need to watch Attack on Titan.
Okay.
But he genuinely believed he was doing what was best for Eren.
I'm inclined to pick Grisha here, just based off of Shanks doesn't even interact with Luffy ever. He met him once in the first episode and never again.
No, he met him a few times. We just only see him meeting him.
Wait, they've met a few times?
Shanks.
When we
while
see him,
they were in the village,
the implied thing is that Shanks comes to the village a lot. He talks to them a lot.
Yeah,
Everyone's
but after
like, "Oh,
we
hey,
see them in the first episode, he hasn't seen him since in the anime.
So Shanks. Okay. Not just to Luffy, but in general to other to. Okay, just give it to bro. I'm gonna spoil it if I say it. Just give it to Grisha, bro. Like we
I'll give it to Grisha so I can make sure Shanks isn't in this bracket, so Kareem doesn't spoil me.
Exactly.
Fair enough. I'll take that.
But Grisha's not gonna last long here.
Yeah. Alright, what's next?
I can't believe Dragon won and Shanks lost. I just want to say I can't believe Dragon won and Shanks lost. That is baffling. Okay.
Okay. Next up, there's this character that I do not know from Naruto. His name is Hiruzen Sarutobi.
Sarutobi.
Oh, that's the second Hokage, no?
This is the guy who neglected Naruto. That's the second, the third Hokage.
This guy is literally.
You know how
anime
Naruto's
Hitler,
almost homeless. He's got no money for food. He's got nothing to do with anything. It's because Sarutobi's neglecting him because he's being the Hokage.
Sarutobi's mission is to make Naruto's life hell if he's not already dead.
Yeah. Minato leaves Naruto. Sarutobi's like, take care of my kid after I sacrificed me and my wife's life to save the village. Sarutobi's like, alright, I got you. And then you flash forward to Naruto fucking drinking spoiled milk for breakfast.
Okay, so I assume it's not gonna be him.
Nope.
So his opponent is a great father figure in One Piece, Whitebeard.
Oh, Whitebeard for sure.
Easy sweep. Let's go.
Yeah.
What's
great?
next?
How many are we up to now? We are. Well, I'm actually like adjusting.
We've done 11 matchups.
It was Piccolo v Jiraiya, right? Let me just make sure I'm on the right track.
Yeah, Piccolo, Jiraiya. I'll tell you all of them after this, after we finish the first round.
Well, it's gonna be a long, so I'm just adjusting as we go, so we save some time as well.
What's next?
And then it's All Might.
Next up, we have a very interesting one. Aizawa versus Rayleigh.
I don't know shit about Rayleigh.
Okay, I think it's Aizawa, and I am a One Piece glazer. But Rayleigh didn't even give a shit about Roger's son, brother. He literally didn't go to the war for Roger's son. So there's okay.
It never clocked. It never clocked.
Literally, the only reason he gives a shit about Luffy is because Shanks, who I think is a great father figure, talked to Rayleigh about Luffy, and 2 is because he has Roger's straw hat. He would not have given a fuck about Luffy otherwise. No. Rayleigh's actually not as bad of a father figure as we think, because they did take Shanks in after facing rocks, because Shanks was found in a treasure chest, and they decided to raise Shanks from a baby to.
You know what lets me know that Rayleigh's not a good father figure? That when Goldie Roger found out that he has a son, and he wanted to ask someone to take care of him, he asked Garp.
He asked Garp, not really. That's true. It's definitely not yet. You're right. He asked Garp, but not really. Yeah, bro, just get Rayleigh out of here, bro. It's like not even his captain trusted him to raise his son, bro. Like, let's just move on.
Alright.
Yeah, cool. Next up, we have. 1 second, finding out who the fuck this guy is. Oh, okay, interesting. Sakonji Urokodaki, who is from Demon Slayer, the old guy who trains Tanjiro in water breathing.
Sure, how that's you pronounce it.
Okay, gotcha.
Versus Kite from Hunter. Sakonji.
Who from Hunter?
Kite.
Hunter.
Kite from Hunter x Hunter?
Kite from Hunter x Hunter.
I see. I'm gonna pick. Let me write these down. This is
a hard one, honestly. This is not easy.
It is hard, but I think I'm gonna go with Sakonji just because I remember who he is.
Kenny, what do you think? I want your thoughts here.
Can you remind me what Sakonji is again?
Sakonji is the guy who trained Tanjiro. He's the first guy that trained Tanjiro. He's the old guy who takes Tanjiro in and teaches him water breathing style. And he's like, "Oh, I trained these other kids, these other lost kids." And then unfortunately, they died in the first exam. So go die and avenge them or whatever.
Notice that he's taken in a lot of children, including the current water Hashim.
Yes.
So I think it's Sakonji, but it's tough because both of them like put their quote unquote students in danger.
Yeah, but I don't think Sakonji makes them. Sakonji he doesn't force them. It was Tanjiro who wanted to do this. It was this guy who wanted to do
Gon wasn't Kite didn't force Gon.
Yeah, I didn't say he did. You just said he put them in these situations. No, they put themselves in these situations. He just prepared them as best as he could.
No, I'm saying it's tough because they're both doing the same thing, kind of, where they are taking care of them, but they're also like they're not keeping them away from danger. At the same time, Sakonji kind of gave them shelter, food. He gave them. Kite didn't really do any of that. He just sort of like fought with them.
That's gonna give Sakonji the edge, in my opinion. Sakonji did vouch hard for Nezuko so that no one kills her.
True.
He was the person who really pushed for that.
All right.
So I'm going to give it to Sakonji.
All right, Sakonji wins this one.
I think Sakonji wins this one.
Great. Next up is honestly quite whatever round. It's Genos from One Punch Man.
Okay.
That's a very odd one.
Versus Hyter from Frieren. Who's the priest? The priest who took care of Fern.
Hyter, because we literally have examples of Hyter.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we don't know anything about Genos.
And next up is also from Frieren, Himmel. We haven't really seen him as a father figure, but he is the hero. Versus Endeavor from My Hero.
Okay, Endeavor.
Well, I think that's an easy Himmel.
Yeah,
Endeavor did have his redemption at the end.
Yeah, he had a redemption.
Nah, there's no redemption.
A chill dude than a guy who required a redemption.
Fair.
Yeah, I was trying to play devil's advocate, but it's really hard for Endeavor.
And we don't know the extent of the redemption. We don't know if he's gonna.
This guy's the reason there's this whole major villain in the show. Like, he is one of the major reasons this show has villains. Like.
Yeah, and also like Endeavor, like just the way he treats his wife as well, that can be attributed to how you are as a
He's a
father in front of
terrible
your kids.
father, terrible husband, terrible person, honestly.
And
he's only a hero to beat All Might almost. Like.
Yeah, he's like the Vegeta of My Hero, and
except
at least
Vegeta's redemption is now longer than his badness. You know.
See, Vegeta can't really have a redemption because he kind of destroyed entire planets of people. I feel like you can't really redeem yourself from putting species.
You can if you then spend the rest of your life protecting other planets.
Yes, exactly.
Which is what he's doing right now.
Still no. Because here's the thing about Vegeta, right? He destroyed planets. He became friends with the Z Fighters. Then he was like, "Oh shit! There's an opportunity to defeat Goku. Let me become Majin Vegeta, who's an evil version of Vegeta." So I sorry about Vegeta.
But also Vegeta's a terrible person, but a great father.
Yes.
No, he's not.
I've seen so many clips of him parenting his kid.
He beat the shit out of. I'd actually prefer Goku as a.
He beat the
father.
shit out of his kid
Vegeta
because
beat
he
the
knew
shit
he
out
was
of
a
Trunks.
Super Saiyan and could take it.
No. First of all, he got jealous of it. He got jealous of. Okay, then.
Guys,
okay. You know what?
Before we get into
this, that's not our bracket right now. Let's just get to it.
Yeah. Let's push him.
Is Vegeta in this? Please tell me Vegeta's in this, bro.
The final round is Monkey D. Garp versus Vegeta.
Oh well, Garp just wins,
bro. It's Garp, bro. He literally tried everything in his power to okay.
And he took.
I just want to say, by the way, Vegeta with his
enemy's son.
He took an Ace, yes, who is his mortal enemy's son. He raised him. He kept him completely hidden from the Marines, so no one would actually go after him. He threatened a bandit so that she takes care of him. But hey, fair enough. He does what he can. Vegeta was only a good father when he was protecting. When he in the Cell Saga, I think was Vegeta's best time as a father. In the Buu Saga, he kind of reverts back a little. No, but Vegeta did have the moment where he sacrificed himself.
It's Garp. Let's move on. No one gives a shit about Vegeta.
No, because Vegeta did have a moment. We have to talk about Vegeta.
Bro, we don't.
Vegeta had a moment.
If he had a million moments, it's still Garp.
Okay, I'm just putting arguments for Vegeta.
They don't matter. Let's move on. Let's get it.
Well, that's our 16 fights.
All right, welcome back, guys. We have adjusted the brackets, and now we have the winners for each of our first round. We have Lloyd 1, Jiraiya 1, All Might, Van Hohenheim, Roy, Erika, Watari, Gojo, Dragon, Grisha, Whitebeard, Aizawa, Sakonji, Haiter, Himmel, and Garp. Now our next matchup.
Some deservedly
Lloyd
on this list, some not so much deservedly on this list.
I don't know how Dragon is here, but here we are.
He was versus Lloyd a drunk who hated his kid is out.
All right, we have Lloyd versus Jiraiya.
I think
Lloyd.
So it starts getting harder, but I think I don't know. See, Jiraiya actually taught Naruto how to be.
When you were explaining Jiraiya, he had a lot of cons, but we were like, but he's still good. So that Lloyd doesn't have that many cons, and
his cons is that he's using Anya.
He steals from Naruto.
He doesn't steal from Naruto. He swindles Naruto. He's like
Naruto.
he scams Naruto.
Hey!
But he never leaves him hungry. He just takes the extra money.
And Lloyd teaches Anya. He teaches her math.
But he is using Anya.
No. He is raising Anya, and in the meantime, fulfilling a mission on the side.
Sure. Yeah, I'd probably give it to Lloyd.
I think it's Lloyd.
Right, Lloyd wins. Okay, next matchup. Very easy in my opinion. All Might versus Van Hohenheim.
Probably. I guess All Might.
That's All Might.
It's gonna be All Might. It's gonna be.
I guess, yeah.
I guys describe Van Hohenheim as like
this is gonna be a very quick bracket. I'm just filling it in right now, honestly.
Next one is also very quick. Roy versus Erika. I think Erika.
Roy
versus Erika. I think Erica's gonna win this whole thing, but we'll see what happens. We'll see.
Yeah.
Erica, sure.
Then we got.
I think he might have a tough one with the next one. Watari versus Gojo.
It's a Gojo angle, easy.
Gojo easily.
I think Gojo might beat Erica. We'll see where that goes. Okay.
Dragon
We have the
versus
battle
Grisha.
of the worst. Dragon versus Grisha.
I think it's gonna.
Okay,
be
so
Grisha.
Dragon. So Dragon kind of.
Wait. Pros and cons. Grisha's a better father figure, but if we keep him in, I might spoil you guys.
And okay, let me give one argument for Dragon. There's a single argument for Dragon. The only reason Dragon is not there, the only reason Dragon's not there is to protect Luffy because he is the most wanted criminal. Now, why did he have Luffy in the first place? That is another question.
Then again, why did Grisha have any kids in the first place?
So
it's like,
here's the thing. What if Dragon knew he was going to be such a bad father that the correct move was to leave?
So he is a bad father, is what you're saying.
But because he left, he wasn't in denial, that made him a better father.
Better than the worst father.
Okay,
True.
to make this more interesting, can we replace Dragon with Kuma? Because I feel like Kuma is
I don't know anything about Kuma, bro.
No. You will spoil me. I'll remove him like I removed Fix.
You already finished. You finished. Actually, no, you didn't.
Not yet.
It did not finish. It did not finish.
I did.
There are so many better father figures in One Piece. I don't know why Dragon came out.
I don't know either.
It is what
Kuma is a million billion times better of a father figure than Dragon. But here we are.
Oh, do you guys honestly want the better father figure or remove the spoilers?
See, I can't spoil anything about Dragon because I don't know anything about Dragon. He's just as absent from my life as he is from Luffy's life. He doesn't do anything. So
Dragon... it's gotta be Grisha, bro. I know spoilers and all, but it's gotta be Grisha.
It's Grisha.
I kind of want to put Dragon just for the fun of it, but it's Grisha.
Okay, our first slightly tough one.
Whitebeard and Aizawa.
Now, I don't really know much about Whitebeard, but I feel like Aizawa is a fantastic father figure compared to the whole list.
Aizawa is honestly a top 5, maybe even top 3.
The kids out of danger. He teaches them. He cares about them. He put his life on the line for them constantly. He's a great guy, and he's sick as fuck. He's very cool.
Also, the best character in his anime.
Very, yeah.
So,
but the thing is, Whitebeard is he is the One Piece father figure. Like all he does is.
I'd say Kuma's better. But here's the thing.
That's we're not talking about Kuma.
It's not recency bias. But I'll say this about Whitebeard.
Let me just give Ahmed some context. All Whitebeard essentially does, like he doesn't give a shit about finding the One Piece. He doesn't care. Goldie Usher told him, "Do you want the One Piece?" He said, "No, I don't give a shit." All Whitebeard does is collect, let's say, for lack of a better word, lost children, people who are they don't know what they're doing. They're just angry. He collects them. He gives them a family because they didn't have a family. He raises them, and he has the biggest and most connected family in the sea. And if you fuck with one of his kids, he's gonna destroy you. And that was the whole Marineford arc. They took Ace, and he's like, "Fuck that! He's my son." And he went to burn the world down for Ace.
So one thing about Whitebeard as well is, as it said in the story, is that he takes in people rejected by the world. And an example of that is Ace, who his father was Roger, and whenever he talked about Roger, people would beat the shit out of him, right? And so no one really wanted to be anywhere with Ace, and he was the only person that accepted Ace. He took Ace in. He I wouldn't say he raised Ace, just because Ace was already kind of a grown man at that point, but he did kind of guide Ace. He gave him somewhere to be. He told him, "You could use my name and do whatever you want." He just has a set of rules on his ship, and if you break the rules, you are kind of...
And the rules aren't unreasonable. Like, the rules aren't like follow my order. No, the rules are like, don't kill each other.
Don't kill each other. That was the rules. Yeah, so Whitebeard, if it's within his family, he's he cares more than anyone, I think, in my opinion. Like, he will literally go to war with the entire world just because of one of his kids. That is Whitebeard.
But I would argue that Aizawa well, also keeps them out of danger, which is I don't think something Whitebeard does.
No, he does. He does. Whitebeard. So Whitebeard puts territories for not just the islands he wants to put territories for, but even the island he was raised. It's called Food Vulcan. He put it as his territory just so that no one messes with it. He's protecting.
Another thing, when Ace went and he got in trouble and he got caught, Whitebeard tried so hard and got so many different people to talk to Ace to convince him to not go after Blackbeard. He was trying to keep him from going after Blackbeard. He didn't send him. He didn't say, "Hey, go fight."
Well, it's very even.
It's a tough one.
The only thing I can kind of think of to put someone on the edge here is that Whitebeard's big son in our show has died. Has been punched through and has died. And then Whitebeard has also died. So I would just give it to Aizawa based on Aizawa and the people he's protecting are still alive. That could just be because One Piece is an older show. So it's really hard to tell. Like, Aizawa and his kids might die very soon. I don't know.
But would Aizawa go to war with the entire world because of one of his students in the class?
That's impossible to answer because it's a different world. Like, there's no situation where that would happen.
But then the same thing could be said about he got punched through the, like, it's a different world as well. So it's kind of like,
yeah. So it's really hard to tell.
You guys want to roll a dice or something, or like not roll a dice, but what do you guys want?
You guys want to eliminate Geisha and put them both?
No, they're gonna fight each other later. We need to.
Oh yeah, we're gonna fight each other again.
This is tough.
Okay, let's think about
a very slight edge to Whitebeard. Again, like Aizawa's top 3, but in my opinion,
the thing is, Whitebeard's whole thing is that he has a family. Aizawa doesn't really have a family. He's a teacher for students. I think that's
which is still a father figure. Just because it has a different label doesn't make it any less.
But fair. The thing is, we don't
like. He calls them my kids. Like, stay away from my students. My like. So I don't know. It's really even. It's so hard to decide. I guess I could give it to Whitebeard just because that's his whole thing.
What? Sorry, you cut out.
I said I guess I could give it to Whitebeard because that's his whole thing. While Aizawa has more to him, I guess, than just protecting the students.
I feel like the reason I want to give it to Whitebeard is because, like you mentioned, other than it's his whole thing, he's been not tested. That's not the word I'm looking for, but like they told him, "We'll give you the One Piece," and he said, "Nah, bro, I just want my family."
All right, fair enough.
Like that.
Yeah, he puts his family over the One Piece. That's true. That's actually big as well.
All right, Whitebeard, it is.
Goes through
the toughest one yet.
I still think Kuma's
Sakonji and Haiter, which is also, I feel like, is very close.
I think it's Haiter just because Haiter. Actually, you guys did mention that
Haiter just because I don't give a shit about Sakonji.
So Haiter, but we really only have Fern as an example for Haiter, where it's like, yeah, he raised her, but that's just about it.
That's fine. We don't need more than one. One's enough.
We don't need more than one. But Sakonji,
but it's like
Haiter was a drunk. Like,
he was a drunk, but he like would still take care of her. Like,
did that ever affect his relationship with
him
her?
Taking care of her?
Yeah, he didn't like. He wasn't like angry. He wasn't. You know what I mean? So it's like.
And also, wait, like, when he was older, he wasn't still drinking when he was older?
He wasn't.
No, he was just in bed dying. Like,
and he asked Frieren, so he still, like, he knew about his own mortality, and he took that into account and asked Frieren to take
was he taking care of this girl, he was, like, figuring out ways to take care of her past his death.
Yeah, so I think it's Haiter, to be honest. I think
it's Haiter. I think it's Haiter. Haiter was a great
father. Just spent the rest of his life making sure that she's going to be well off without him there taking care of her. So Sakonji, good like father, but he hasn't gone above and beyond like Haiter has.
Yeah.
Then we got
Himmel versus
Himmel and Garp. Let's just go Garp.
Garp.
Let's just Him
Actually,
has no
the next
character.
matchups are gonna be fun. The next match, the next matchup is gonna be fun because Hyter and Garp is gonna be a good one. But anyways, okay.
So now
Next
we're in the
matchup.
quarterfinal, right?
We are in the quarterfinals.
Right, okay. Let's do it.
All right.
Wait 1 second.
Lloyd versus All Might.
Lloyd versus All Might.
Good
I think it's an
matchup
easy
here.
Lloyd here.
I think it's Lloyd.
Really? You guys think
Easy.
I don't think it's that easy, but Lloyd.
I think it's very easy.
It's not easy.
All Might is the best hero and shit. He's not the best father.
Fair. Yeah, I can see that. I see it. All right. Lloyd wins.
Lloyd is
All right, next
directly
one.
a good
Erica.
father. Like, yeah.
Look, I'm gonna just say my opinion about this one. Erica versus Gojo. I'm just gonna pick Erica, but
I'm just picking
I'm open for
Cordo. It's
Gojo
very
argument.
easy.
Wait, who are you
Erica?
picking?
Erica, bro. Erica's winning this whole thing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Erica's winning.
I don't know much about him, but from what you guys say, he's at least better than Gojo. I'll give you that.
He's the only
That's all he
person
does,
that
bro.
gave
Is
a shit
being a
about
responsible
Naruto
guy.
when no one else did, and when everyone hated Naruto, and anyone who associated with Naruto. So he put everything on the line for this kid. Yeah, it's just Erica, bro. Like, it just like.
All right, Gojo bows out in the quarterfinals. It was fun.
It was bound to
You
happen.
know, father figure is not really his thing. If this was a different kind of tournament, he would aura farming. See, if it was aura farming, I think Gojo would definitely be a finalist for aura farming. But anyways, moving on, we have Whitebeard versus
maybe
Grisha.
Whitebeard could give Erica a run for his money. I don't know.
I think he will, but we'll see it later on. But
Maybe.
for now, what is it?
We'll see.
What was Whitebeard's
All right, Whitebeard versus Grisha.
Easy
I think
Whitebeard.
it's Whitebeard.
easy Whitebeard?
Whitebeard, and then next is this is a good one. Hyter versus Garp.
I'm gonna say Hyter.
Ooh.
All right, so pros and cons for Garp is that pros, he took in his mortal enemy's son because he knows that no one deserves to be.
That doesn't mean he's a good father. It means he's a cuck.
What? No, the reason he took him in is because they were gonna kill Ace for just being Roger's son, but he took him in because he's like, no child
He's a good
deserves
person,
to
not a good father.
No, but then he took him in and raised him, and he tried to keep him away from piracy to the best of his ability.
What I will say, Kareem,
But-
Garp is a great father in anime standards, but Hyter was around for Fern a lot more than
He
Garp
also-
was
Oh,
around.
no, I
Also
think it's
helped
Hyter. I'm just
Fern-
saying pros and cons. Let me say the cons for Garp. Let me just say the cons.
Okay.
For Garp. Cons for Garp is that, yeah, he wasn't around, and he kind of didn't help Ace even at the very end.
He also is.
No.
He keeps
So-
trying to force Luffy to be a marine. Garp is also a pig because he's police. So it's Hyter.
I mean, I think it's Hyter.
Garp
But
is
yeah,
trying to force Luffy to be a marine. Hyter helped Fern become the magician she wanted to be, the wizard she wanted.
I mean, the thing is, though, I wouldn't give that a cons to that for Garp because it was either marine or pirate. Like, if Luffy said, "I want to be,"
Marines are pretty fucking corrupt, bro.
I mean, but he was trying to keep away from being hunted. So he's like, if Luffy came up to him and he was like, "Hey, I want to be a baker," Garp wouldn't be like, "No, you cannot be a baker." He'd be like, "Sure, as long as you're not a pirate, go do whatever you want," right?
I think Garp has to bow out here in the quarterfinals.
Yeah,
Yep.
Garp is Garp.
Oh, damn, we're
oops.
almost done.
Yeah. We're in
Yeah.
our semis now. Top 4.
All right, Lloyd versus Erica.
Before we start, who are the top 4? Just so that
We
see if it
got
passes the
Lloyd,
ear.
we got Erica, we got Whitebeard, and we got Hyter. It's very, very good.
Those-
very good.
Those are really good
quarterfinal.
matchups. Yep.
Or a
Honestly,
semifinal.
It's only missing Aizawa, and I would say these are the best father figures. in
Yeah,
anime.
honestly, these are very good.
Kuma, why are you so mean to Kuma, bro? Do you know what this guy did?
He had to chill.
You've seen enough. You've seen enough.
I don't give a shit about Kuma. Let's leave it at that. All right, we got Lloyd and
anyways.
Erica. The
It's
thing
close,
is
but-
here is we're comparing A to A plus right now. Lloyd is a great father. Erica has gone above and beyond to father the entire village. He is the only one to give a shit about Naruto when no one else did. He fucking is his best man in the wedding. Like Naruto had so many father figures
yes.
during the show, and then right before his wedding, there's a whole episode where he goes to Erica and he's like, "I want you to be there. That you're the guy." And then in Boruto, he continues to father. He becomes the fucking principal of. Oh wait, actually wait. Is he? Yeah, he's the principal. I was confused of who was the teacher, who was the principal. He becomes the principal of the ninja school, fathering all of the kids. And he wasn't a fucking shit principal like Sarutobi used to be, where he was just fucking sending them on missions willy-nilly.
Sarutobi's the third Hokage, right? I don't know why I thought he was
Sarutobi's the third, yeah.
He's the third Hokage. Okay.
So yeah, Iruka then becomes the principal of the school, and then he cares very deeply about all the children. So I have to give it to Iruka here. He's above and beyond.
I would say Iruka because, let's be honest, Lloyd did start this as a mission. He did start this using Anya, like she's not actually his daughter. So
but he still turns into caring for Anya and fathering her,
yes,
which is a good job. You said, but then Iruka above and beyond.
Yeah. Iruka is one of the best father figures in anime. Okay. Iruka is in the finals. Next we have Whitebeard versus Haiter.
Now, honestly, I think it is Whitebeard, but I think I've really convinced myself of Haiter through this bracket. I feel like he's such a good father.
Yeah, I think he is. Yeah. It's not like
in a different world, I think Haiter would have won this, but just because of how dangerous Whitebeard's world is, and he still manages to take care of them, I think it has to go to Whitebeard.
You cut out. You said how what?
In a different world, Haiter might have won this, but because of how dangerous the One Piece world is and how Whitebeard still manages to take care of them, I'm probably just going to give it to Whitebeard there.
Yeah, fair point.
Right.
Haiter's a great father, but I think Whitebeard takes it.
Yeah, the above and beyond argument carries on, and now time for our final.
Our finalists. Iruka versus
Whitebeard. Before we started this, I asked. After ChatGPT gave me the 32, I asked it, what is your pick for number one?
Oh.
And it gave me its pick. So I know ChatGPT's winner.
Okay, interesting. We'll compare to ours after.
Yeah, we'll compare to ours. What's your pick like Minato?
That'd be fucking stupid.
Who Gojo beat, by the way. Gojo is a better father.
All right.
Okay, Iruka versus Whitebeard. So, we already said everything about Whitebeard. We've said everything about Iruka. It just, I think, comes down to... It honestly, the thing is, they're both such amazing fathers
and
they both do what they do. Yeah, so it's like,
and
at this point, like, I kind of just want to give it to both of them.
Basically.
Yeah.
So what's a con? What's a con for both of them, and which is the worst con?
The only con
they have a lot of pros.
And it's a very minor one. It's that he also didn't, he was part of, the group hate on Naruto until he talked to Naruto, basically, at that first episode. And then he completely flipped to being his father figure. I will say, I just thought of another con, is that Iruka, while he was Naruto's, overarching father figure, if Naruto really needed it, he wasn't always there, because he was busy doing his ninja shit. When Naruto would be close to his lowest, Iruka would find him, and then he would counsel him. But he wasn't there for the day-to-day, He wasn't there for everything.
But also keep in
mind
that Iruka wasn't actually Naruto's dad.
Yeah. He was just given the post to take care of Naruto for a brief moment, and that's how he met him.
He's not the stepdad, he's the dad that stepped up. Okay.
Does Iruka have a son?
No.
Okay, so a con for Whitebeard is, and so Odin was one of his sons. Odin's a character.
That's a big con. Yeah.
Wow.
Actually, though, so Odin,
we'll bring it up, sure.
Odin faced Kaido. Kaido was terrorizing Odin's land. So Odin fought Kaido, and Odin lost.
And died.
Kaido killed Odin. Whitebeard didn't go for revenge to Kaido. But that could also be seen as he didn't want, Odin's already dead. He doesn't want to put a whole war where he'd risk more of his children's lives. If Odin was alive, I'd understand. You know what I mean? So that could be a con. Another con...
I don't really see it.
When this was happening in Wano, where Odin's from, it's very secluded from the rest of the world. So by the time he heard about it, Odin has been dead for a while.
Oh yeah, no communication goes in or out of Wano easily. So one other con is, and I don't know yet in the story, they didn't explain this fully, but there is a son for Whitebeard called Weevil. We don't know if that's his actual son or not, but if it is, it's a very bad look for Whitebeard because he did not take care of Weevil. But there is an argument that he may not be his son because it's just a woman that says, hey, this is Whitebeard's son, and she might be using his name to get like some connections. We don't actually know if it's his son. So these are the only two cons I can think of for Whitebeard. Now, with that in mind, does that devalue Whitebeard as a father?
I don't think so.
I would have
One pro for Whitebeard, actually. I will say this as well. Is during the war, one of his sons was manipulated by an admiral. The admiral told the guy, Whitebeard's gonna betray you guys because he's just doing all of this to rescue Ace because Ace is Goldie Roger's son and he wants to make Ace the next Pirate King. Now, the guy he was manipulating had his whole pirate crew killed by Goldie Roger. That's why it was easy to manipulate him. After being manipulated, he stabbed Whitebeard during the war, but afterwards, Whitebeard didn't hurt him or do anything. He understood where his son came from, he hugged him, and he diffused the entire situation, and he actually used that situation to give everyone else a morale boost in the war. So that could be seen as a pro for Whitebeard.
Another reason I think my vote is for Whitebeard, and the reason I would say that is because after Whitebeard died, everybody from his crew decided to just go help communities because it's what Whitebeard would have wanted. That's just what they're doing now.
I think Whitebeard is gonna win this just because he had more situations to prove himself, while Erica is not a main character.
Whitebeard's like 200 years old. Like he's been around.
He's a major character.
Is a very minor character, while Whitebeard is a major character, so he's had more story for us to base it off of. So I think Whitebeard wins this.
I would give Erica a very close second from what I'm hearing. I haven't seen Naruto, but from what
I wish both could win, honestly. But,
I think Erica also had a much easier road to being a good father to Naruto, while Whitebeard has to fight for his kids a lot.
Now, honorary mention for ChatGPT's winner of this tournament.
Okay.
Aizawa.
That's a good pick.
Aizawa. That was the closest one. Whitebeard and Aizawa.
The winner is the one that took Aizawa out. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
It is very close. This was a good bracket. This was a much better bracket than
this was a really. This was a really good bracket. Yeah.
I'm happy with the way it turned out. I'm happy with our top four. I'm happy with the winners, top two. Let us know what other categories we should do this for.
Before we do this,
I think aura farming should be a category.
I don't know. I don't know how good it would be. We could try.
Because say for example, this would be a matchup. Aura farming. Gojo faced Jinwoo, right? In just aura farming.
Like what are we gonna just say how cringe they were? Like what how
no, they're not
who's
cringe.
A better aura farmer?
Like for example, when we could give examples like when Gojo was faced the plant curse and he was just sticking the plant curse to the wall through pure aura.
Maybe we do it with a smaller bracket. I'm down to do that.
Yeah,
we could.
Okay. Now, let it be known for our viewers, we are doing our next anime watch club. Anime book club.
It
will be My Hero Vigilante.
My Hero
Vigilante. I'm actually hearing good things about it.
2 weeks, because I'm a little busy now. 2 weeks.
Not only that, I'm pretty sure there are 2 episodes left, and they're gonna come out like in 3 days, and then in a week.
Fantastic.
So
2 weeks.
Good timing.
So you guys have 2 weeks to watch My Hero Vigilante. We'll talk about it in a couple weeks, and we'll see if it's better, if it holds up. We'll see.
All right. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Comment, like, share, subscribe, follow, donate.
Where are my fireworks?
Bye.
I don't know.